So on we go with documentation, and I'm done with the elevations, I'm done with the floor plan. So what we want to do now is section. So you come to documentation, you have design, viewpoint, come to viewpoints, and you want to get section tool. So the section tool, you decide which side do you want. Usually you want a section that covers a large part or covers detailed part, or maybe the section that you think you have not yet documented well and you want to show more details about it. But for this, I'm going to draw it this way. So let's begin here and close it here. Then let's do it this way. Then you click the section and you right click, you choose open section in new tab. So this is what we have. So do I want it this way or the other way? This way it's showing me more of the rooms, but I want where I can also show more of the roof. I'm going to rotate this section. Of course my section is okay, it doesn't have any issue, but I want, and it shows a lot of content. You have this, you have the door, dining, but I feel like I want something more. So let's rotate it, Control E. Sorry, Control E. So I'm going to rotate it this way, that way, this way, that way, that way, this way, this way, that way, and now I'm going to shorten it. Here naweza refusha this way. Then let's see now. This way I can show this, I can show this. That's what I wanted. Then I can also show this. Now we go on now. So for the floor slab, we can leave it the way it is, or we can go and change it, or we can change it from here. You do what you want, man. You do what you want. Let me do what I want. So once I have this, again, it is better to lock it this way. Go to settings and say drawing. This way, if you change anything on the floor plan, it won't affect things here. Or if you delete something by mistake here, you won't delete it on the floor plan. Now for this, for now, let me do just do, or we can leave it as it is. I know it doesn't have any issue, but here, so let me drop, we will have a floor slab of 150. Now let me do this airspace. We are going to have a slab of 150, so I come to fill, I double click on fill, and I'm going to look for something to do with concrete. Nipe concrete bana. Konini bana, nipe concrete. So we go to concrete. Man, I can't see concrete. If you see it, raise your hand and tell me. There it is, not that one. If you are able to see concrete, please raise your hands. Please raise your hands. Raise your hand. Lightweight concrete, let's use this one. So we want black and white. Then okay. So you want it to be 150. It can be 150. 150 is how many? Usually it begins from 4 inches. 4 inches is around 100. So 150. 152 will be 6 inches. 6 inches is okay. So let's say 150. Is this fuck? Which one is dimension what? Which one is dimension what? Let's redo. Tab 150. Okay. So then What do you have? You will have a paper here for damp proofing. So I can just go back to the same and do here now black. Then I'm going to do a paper here. So the paper can be any dimension. Let's use 20. Then from the paper, what you'll go to will be the maram. So for the maram, let me use the cut. The same I was using cut or cut stone. You need to make cut stone. Or I can do grey carpet to one coage. You want this one to be white. For this, let's do 75. Tab 75. You can do even. Man, this one is not okay. Oh, this one is image fill. Fuck. So carpet tuonyesha na render inaonekana kwa kirenda sifiti. This one is the maram blinding. We call it blinding ama inaitangaje maram blinding. Nitumie text gani ndo fiti. Buda boss. Let me use this one to yenye kama inbound. Then from maram unaendanga kwa kwanza unakuwa na mawe hapo chini inaitanga hardcore. So hardcore usikuja baadaye. So hii line tunaweza delete. Can delete these lines. You don't need them anymore. So I'm deleting these lines here because I went to settings and clicked on drawing only. If you are on auto rebuild, and you make sure it is on drawing. If don't be on auto rebuild. If you are on auto rebuild and you try to delete some items, you will end up deleting things from your drawing and you might feel bad at the end of it all. So we usually have bind hardcore. Then from hardcore you go to a blinding layer, then of maram, then you have the paper, then you can have the floor, then you will have another paper here for the wall. So then here let's now draw a wall. So we're using the line tool now, and let's use black. So the depth of course will be determined on site, so I'm just going to draw any depth. Let me say 350. Then since my wall was 200, it means this one should be at least 600, the strip section. So I'm going to go this way 200, this way I can do 150, or let me do 200, and then this way I can do 600, this way upwards I'll go 200, and this way I can go 200 again, and I'll close it. So this one is usually masonry, so I want masonry texture. Masonry. It is masonry up to here. Then this one will be concrete, so I click on it and I turn to lightweight concrete. No, yes, I see concrete here. Buddha click ban choke. Then now I can click this and this and the line outside, or let me click the line first. So the line wasn't, then I click this, and now I can drag everything here just as a copy. I can assume I have a wall here. Control Shift plus D. We have this wall here. Where do we have another? Ooh. So here where it is visible, here. So sometimes this is not that important, but I usually say if you're doing a drawing and you have time, then it's better just to show it. Like if I show it this way, if they're going to build, they know that once they have the walls to this point, they're going to pour the slab first. I think my wall should have come to this point. Anyways, they know that they're going to pour the slab first before the wall continues. But if you have your wall going all the way to this point, then they know that what they can do is they can build the slab after they have built the building and the walls. So usually make sure you indicate. If you indicate, it makes work easier for everyone, because then when they begin construction, they know that we have to go this way. And for me, I personally prefer where you build this, then you pour the slab first before the wall going upwards. That way, if you have a problem with water issues, how do we call it, the moisture that penetrates through the wall, if you have a continuous wall from the bottom, you are likely to have that issue to do with moisture. But when you have this way, because you have two papers, you usually have one here, then you come here, you have again a course here, damp proof course, and this is damp proof membrane. So yeah, then now if you want, sometimes for me I draw, if you want you can draw the hardcore. I just draw it for fun. I think there's stones somewhere, there is a stone fill, stonework 12. Let's see how this looks like. We can even go with that one. So all I have to do is to use the geometry method of polygonal, and I'll do it this way. I feel like it will go this way and this way, this way, this way, and this way. Okay, then here again it will be, although will it be like this? Yeah, no problem. This way, this way, this way, this way. So there is no like one way of doing this. You can just do it your way. You don't even have to include this, but for me sometimes I just put it in because I like my drawing to be detailed, to avoid, like I said, try as much as possible to have your drawing to be as detailed as possible, so that you make the work easier for anyone going to construct. Because the person going to construct, they're usually not supposed to come up with any other ideas or designs. They're supposed to follow your drawing from start to end. Here I'm supposed to have another wall here, so let me copy this. It's dropping at this point. Okay, so what else now? You can do more here again, like here where we will have our roof. Where will our roof be? I think this one will be here, a roof truss. So this one I'll do away with them, delete, because you did what I said. You don't have to fear when deleting them. Just select delete and they're gone. No fear of anything, so you're good. Then here you can follow the roof design. 725 is okay, or you can do 350, just up to you. Let me do 700. Like I'm going to space this by 700. So if you want, you can also do more roof details, but because of time, we are just going to do it this way, shortest way, 700. So this is one way of doing. You can either do this type of roof, or you could, type of trusses, or you can show a different type. Just go with your flow, man. I can decide to show a different type where, because here again you can have this type of truss where you have this coming like this way, this way. Just do what you wish or what you want. Then I can delete this, or I can just leave it, and here on the top I'll say this is the finished roof and this is the gutter. Lily. So this one is visible. You can leave it there it is, or if you want you can do this, what I'm about to do, which is called filling. You can also fill this one if you want, but man, for the section let me just leave it that way. Then for the section is important, you have to leave now dimensions again, for like these dimensions for this one here to here, dimensions for this one here to here, any dimensions, especially when it comes to the height of the building. This is where you make sure you've indicated. Please make sure. I see people's drawings, and when they are trying to build a structure they don't have the height, so they have to guess, and usually for them they will guess the standard one, or sometimes they will go with where they run out of stones, masonry blocks. If they run out of masonry blocks before they reach 3 meters, then they end it there. So make sure whenever you're doing a drawing, make sure you indicate the height at this point, the height of the building in the section. And for me, I'm not going to indicate. So in this one, because I've told you already, I'm going to indicate. Let me show you again this. So you have to come here and you can do more. Here I can click on the line tool, then arrowhead, I choose this one, and I can come here like this. Okay, let me begin from here. I can begin from here this way, let me say here, then I can come here and say something like finished. We usually call it FF, finished floor level. So we're going to do a few adjustments to it. Let's do it to be 2.5. It can even be smaller. Let's do 2. Then you drop it down here, and here you can use this one. Oh fuck, this one, and we say, so if you want, sometimes if I have more time, you can make sure this line and this one, they are the same. To do that, you just come here and you draw a line, but usually depends with time. You draw a line here that is at 45 degrees, which is 135. Then now if I drop a line like this, it touches this and goes this way. So this one is slab, concrete slab. So if you want, you can say a certain class, or sometimes you can just say to SE detail. If you don't know more detail, you can just say to SE detail, to structural engineers detail. But if you know, like for me, because my background is in civil, so I can always indicate like a certain class or a certain ratio. Then I come to this, I drop it here and here. Then here now you're going to indicate the, let me do it further up a little bit far. Let me bring it here. See, the lines are too close, man. So this one is damp proof course to, so this one usually say polyethylene thanking. You can use gauge 500 or gauge 1000. Let's say gauge 1000 polyethylene tanking underflow slab. So I'm showing you these things, man. You should pay me, man. I'm showing you very important stuff, man. Showing you these things. These are very important stuff. Very important. So if you want, you can lengthen it because you have space this side there. Then now you can try to move it this way, that way, this way, that, and also to look professional, I will come and draw a line here again. Let me say here. So if I draw a line here, I want all of my text to begin from that line. It's not really to look professional, but to make your work to be nice. Then I can come and draw one more line for this. Now this one we shall say, this one, let's say this one, let's see, fuck, so electricity is gone, fuck. Electricity is gone, but I have power, so I don't know. So let me suspend groups here first. This one I want to extend it to here, then this one here, and this one here. Then it's Control Shift plus D. Maybe it's my tokens. I think I'm out of tokens. Yeah. I need to buy some tokens. This one was electricity tank. Sorry, not electricity tanking. Now this one is maram binding. You can specify the thickness if you want, but I can just say maram, not tanking, maram blinding layer. Then go to the next one. So this is the next one. And this one we see hardcore. What? You can say hardcore. Yeah, let me say 300 mm. Compacted hardcore layer, compacted hardcore in one layer. So for me, I can say in one layer because I'm an engineer, right? But for you, if you're not an engineer, then you can say 300 mm, or you can just say compacted hardcore to SE detail, to avoid maybe conflicts. You can just say that. But if you want, you can say compacted 300 mm hardcore filings compacted in one layer. 300 mm compacted hardcore. I mean, the best way to say it will have been 300 mm hardcore filings compacted in one layer. And for us, we can add and say hard material 300 mm hardcore compacted to a C detail, but you can say compacted in one layer. I want to lower it downwards. When the electricity went, something happened to my PC and now it's acting slow. I don't know why. Then you can come to this one. This now is the strip footing. So if you want, you can indicate details for the strip footing here, or you can just come here as well and you show it like this, which a person will know what you're talking about. Let me do 2. But of course, if you want, you can also indicate it here this way. And now you can see you can see, what can you see now? You can say 600 by or times by 200 mm strip. So mine, I would like it to be usually to be reinforced strip footing. Then maybe you can say to SE detail, But let us end it there. Let me look for money so that I can recharge my electricity tokens. But I hope you've seen it, how we have done it to there. Then the next one, so we can go ahead and now place it on the drawing. So here you can on the PDF. But then there are many more things that you're supposed to indicate still. You're supposed to indicate this one. You can say like maybe which type of trusses do you want to be used. Do you want timber, or do you want we usually have timber, we usually have steel. So this is where you can come and indicate that. I will say wood truss to SE detail. If I were you, I'll say wood truss to SE detail. Then you can also indicate this to be your roof, like which material are you using. So for the roof, so here we are using, I'll say, so but it's not wise to arrange things this way. You want to arrange them to be on like this one. So yeah, so this one, let's see, I'm saying this one, this way is not the right way to show these things. I'll say roof truss, not roof truss, CGI or corrugated or galvanized. Let me say corrugated, galvanized, iron sheets as roofing material. Okay, then here you can say concrete gutter. So you see, because my indication is not that good, I'm already running out of space where I should indicate what this is. So let me come here and let me just delete it, and we have another one here. Can we do this here? Okay, so that you can have more space here, and we can say this is concrete gutter. So it will be reinforced. So let me say RC concrete gutter. And now, hey man, I have so many things that I'm supposed to indicate, and my body is tired. I've been making this tutorial from morning to now. By the way, for those who are here, today is 30th. I've made all the parts. I want to finish this design today, so I've been making them since morning. That's why I think I'm too tired. I wanted to finish them all today, then tomorrow I do editing and I start uploading them on YouTube slowly. By the time you see this one, maybe it will be in August, maybe, not sure, August or September, but I'm sure you'll see it sooner. Then this one, I can see concrete coping. This one we call it coping, and the purpose of coping is to protect the wall. It is for decoration purposes, but again it serves as a tool that will protect your wall against extreme weather conditions, so that extreme weather conditions won't affect your wall. So concrete coping. Hey, what else? So you're supposed also to indicate this one, and you say it's parapet wall. Man, okay. Even this one, you're supposed to do this. So let me again say one thing here, one important thing. As always, try as much as you can to show the details you can, because they will help somebody when they are making that decision during the construction phase of this. So for this, we still have a lot that we have not indicated. It's just that for me, I'm a little bit tired. That's why I just want to finish this. But if you are being paid to do something, don't be this way that you just want to finish something. Just indicate what you can, because you're being paid for it. So do some good job. And the same, let me indicate this one before we go. I say parapet wall. Parapet wall. Parapet wall. I want to say inside parapet wall finished. Let's say plaster with waterproof additive. Finished. As finished material, on parapet walls. So this one, I don't think that is important line. I should have just said parapet walls. Okay, but then here I want to indicate this. Let me draw this using I'm going to draw using the fill tool. I want something like this. On the bottom is not necessary, but I'm just indicating it because I already started and I'm tired to go back. But I'm saying, if you're being paid, man, don't be tired, just do some good job. So, but I'm also doing a very good job here, showing you how you can indicate all these things. So this one, we can bring it here now. Let's bring it here. So we're going to say that is plaster coating. Can you say plaster coating? Let's say leaf. Waterproofed. Let's say waterproofed plaster on the interior leaf of gutter. Waterproof plaster on the interior leaf of gutter. I don't know if, man, you get it. Then let's make it this way, and we can reduce the dimensions to be 2 is not bad. Here we also need to indicate that it is waterproofed RC concrete gutter. So usually make sure that it doesn't matter the language that you're using to say, just try to say it, try to explain it, try to communicate it to the person who will build this so that they know. And you can go ahead and add, maybe in the notes you can add and say the waterproof to be used. Make sure it is either this or this or this, or just specify. For me, like for instance, for me I prefer Dr. Fix-It, so I just say Dr. Fix-It, or I can just add an NB somewhere and say it's Dr. Fix-It waterproof. Then let me use this one here, and here what I'm going to say is foundation depth. Let's begin with an NB first. Foundation depth to be determined on site, but if soil conditions are good, use at least a depth of 1000 mm. And I'll do it this way, then this way. Don't worry about this, it will be shown. Then I can add a note here, an NB, and say use only Dr. Fixit additive. Additive on gutters. So this way, in case it starts leaking and they tell you that, oh, your design is not good, you ask them, hey, which waterproof did you use? Then the fund is like, or the client is like, I used this one, I bought it for only 140. Then you show them and you say, look, this is what I indicated here. But anyways, this makes your stuff to look dirty. So all you need to do is to make sure you arrange these things well, not like me. We have not even shown everything. You're supposed to show this casing, window casing, and door casing also to ME detail. Then you're supposed also to, you will indicate the height of this, which I make sure you do. You indicate the height of this always. And for me, I'm not going to for now. Then I have my own reasons. So my reasons is let me not tell you my reason for this one, but make sure you indicate it on yours. Then you can indicate also for the window details. You can indicate it from this other end, like this. You can bring it here. Let's say here. Then let me bring like this, Control Shift plus D, and I will say door. Usually you have door into window, but this one is the window, right? So you can say window casing to ME detail. But for us, we know that in Kenya we don't take it to the mechanical engineer. Instead we take it to the to your Kali place, and they will weld it for you. So yeah, but it is supposed to be, it's the ME who is supposed to decide the quality of stuff. For now, let me end it there. So in the next one, we're coming to take them to the floor plan now. I mean to the PDF. This one is the longest, 43. Fuck.